Sorry about that. I did it again. I forgot to erase my recent video activity. It's already been posted. All I got to do is either move it to my memory card or get rid of it. Usually I get rid of it. Um, I forgot to do that. I had two videos on there that I didn't move. Therefore, I got cut off. But now I'm back, and I got rid of them two videos. Anyway, as I was saying, if you say you're not gay and you say you're not transgender, you don't love transgender or gay people any more than I do. But if you say you love transgender and gay people, and so you go and you live amongst them, or you hang out with them and you watch them make out and do their thing, and you watch a guy dress up like a woman and take maybe hours to put on his makeup and his shoes and his dress or whatever, and you watch two gay people make out, then maybe you can say you agree with that stuff. But the truth is, you've been brainwashed to think that it's wrong to say that anything is wrong. It's a brainwashing. It really is. It's a brainwashing. I was reading about Barack Obama today, and when I read about two different, what do you call them? I have a hard time pronouncing the word. I'll say documentary about Barack Obama now that he's out of office. One had a lot more to say than the other one. But when you read about Barack Obama, and I believe when you're reading about Barack Obama, you know the little bit that is available online for you to know, or books that somebody read, and you can accept their word for it, or you don't have to accept their word for it. I read these articles today on Barack Obama being born and living in Hawaii and Kenya, and he was born in Hawaii, I think, went back to Kenya, and then he ended up in Chicago right before he became president. But I think he left Chicago and went back to Kenya. And what really struck me is we got three or four that don't mix. We got America. We got, first of all, we got Los Angeles and we got Chicago in America. Those are the two states that he lived in here in America. You're telling me that he moved to Chicago to learn about his black heritage, I guess. Okay. Why Chicago? Is Chicago the center of black heritage? If I wanted to learn about my black heritage, I would move to the South. Memphis. Okay. I would move to the South. I would move to Memphis or Mississippi. I might be talking about two places in the same province there. I'm not sure how I would move down south, Memphis. You know, um, you know, down there somewhere. where blues music, where they used to holler, where they used to holler, where you know, it used to be called race music, but he was in Los Angeles. Los Angeles was not a big thing on. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of marching in Los Angeles back in the day, but initially, Los Angeles was never ever known for. Uh, I could be wrong, but anyway, Chicago. Okay. Um. Now, don't get me wrong. I've listened to people like BB King and a lot of the blues people that come from the cotton fields and stuff, and I've read their articles and I've listened to their music and listened to people talk about them and that, and they talked about Chicago. Sweet home Chicago, don't you want to go back home to sweet Chicago? But I see some brainwashing here, some programming here. Do I really want to believe that this man has all these degrees? I mean, they got him listed with probably about 4 or 5 different degrees. Like this man, you're telling me that this man spent his whole life going to school. And then in the one article admitted his what his social life was. It talked about his marijuana and drinking. If I read another article, it'll talk about, you know, I even remember looking at a documentary on YouTube where they talked about he had a gay past. He once used to cross dress or something. You know, I don't know if sometimes people are just trying to get back at people because they don't want them in office or what's going on, but I think if I had said that statement right there that I just said, if I had said that back in 2015 while he was in office, it would have been cute. But now, well, I think it would have been an upset. It would have been It would have been heated if I had said that years ago. But I think saying that now, it's like, who cares? And not because he's out of office, but because we have moved forward as Americans into more pagan unknown. And we're being programmed to want to absorb what's there. So what if he was a cross-dresser? So what if he might have actually been gay? And then, you're telling me that his mama sent him to Muslim schools in the one article when he was in Indonesia. And trust me, see, you gotta know and study, because I just found out that Indonesia is the biggest Muslim capital of the world. I found out that Indonesia is like the biggest, has the highest population of Muslims. I think, don't quote me, but the way they were talking was like Indonesia is more Muslim than the Muslim nations itself. Not to mention a lot of stuff that goes on there, stuff that you don't even hear in the news. And I know some good Christians that escaped Indonesia. And I know some people that live here in America um, that left Indonesia and ain't even thinking about going back. And I know some very beautiful women, some of the most beautiful women I've ever laid my eyes on, from Indonesia. Oh, oh my goodness. I think that is also the capital of the most beautiful Asian Arab mixed women you ever want to meet. Like, oh my goodness. Some of them work at the hospital I work at. Oh my goodness. Whew. Uh, anyway, what is so sad though is a lot of programming going on in this country. A lot of programming. Some countries, people accept control, but they ain't as dumb to believe. But there's a lot of programming going on in America. A lot of programming. People are programmed to accept and believe. And part of the programming, see, I was almost there. I was almost myself programmed. Because when I gave up on my faith in God at one time, I was quickly shocked that I thought I was trying to break free. But when I tried to see how the other half lives, because, I grew up in the church. I grew up as a man of God. I didn't know nothing else at first. And then I got out there and tried to see how the other half lives, and I was like, I was more freer in the church. There's more religious nonsense going on in the world. Everything from so-called atheists to the frickin' Illuminati, which at that time, nobody said that word. And that's another form of programming that I think we need to be careful about. Why would, I just did a video on this, why would what's been covered up all this time, why would they just come out with it and say, okay, you've been spying on us, there it is. I believe that the Illuminati, if that is what it's still called, I believe the Illuminati is a lot bigger than a call for an uprising. The Vigilant Christian, Beyonce and Jay-Z and Katy Perry and Lady Gaga and blah, 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 blah. I believe it's a lot bigger than that. I believe that Lady Gaga and Beyonce, at the most, just do their job and then they go home after doing a set and do whatever their pagan version of wealth and prosperity teaches them what to do. I believe that we that are exposing things every day are wasting our time, because unless you expose them to the church, because they are in the church, it really doesn't matter. Like I said in the last video I just did, nobody cares if Beyonce is a Satanist. because they're not trying to get her to babysit. They're just trying to buy a record. Okay? And I don't care, because she don't go to my church. She's not going to get up there and preach her sermon to me. Okay? All I have to do, I'll leave her outside the minute I see her dress code. Oh, sweetie, you can't come in here with all that. Showing all that meat and skin. You can't do that. You can't come. You can't, lady. You can't throw your butt up in the air over some worship songs. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have security escort you back out the front. Back out to the front. You can catch a cab or call Jay-Z to come pick you up. You can't be in here. Okay. But seriously though. We need to come together as a church. Put aside denomination. Put aside, there I go again, leaving my Bible somewhere when I do a video. We need to put aside denomination. We need to put aside the pride and arrogance that we think we know. Just like I did a video before the one I just did about people hating on Christians because of Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, you know. And the truth of the matter is, you've been programmed to think that that is the center of someone's faith. Wait a minute. If Christmas is the center of our faith, why do we have to wait till December 26th? Huh? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Christmas is not the center of... Christmas is not a religion. It might have once been part of a pagan cult. But in this country, it is not a religion. It is a holiday. And there's a fine line between being part of a pagan cult and then giving reverence to a holiday. And the truth is, maybe in other parts of the world and in different groups of people, they may still hold on to the true Christmas. But we here in America really don't practice Hanukkah. And we don't practice any of the other things that Christmas supposedly is derived from. We practice the birth of Christ. Now, maybe some people feel that because we decided to reverence the birth of Christ, anybody that's read the book of Matthew, anyone that reads their Bible knows that the birthday of Jesus Christ does not fall on December 26th. Okay? Alright? And I've never celebrated my birthday on May 26th either. Okay? If anybody celebrated my birthday, they celebrated it before or after my birthday. Okay? Same thing with my daughters. I've never had the money to celebrate their birthdays on the days that they are. I've always had to come to them after their birthday. And it was fun because they didn't know it was coming. I surprised them. Hey, stop what you're doing. We're going out today. We're going to do some things. Got people coming over. Why, Dad? Dad, did you know you forgot my birthday? The heck with your birthday. Going out with me today. Then she found out. Hello. Oh, we're serving my birthday. Yeah, okay. We as Americans are free to do that. Okay? Doesn't mean that we're in a pagan cult every time we get a date mixed up or because we decide to do something on a different day. And then there's other things. people picking on us about the Sabbath. First of all, Christians don't call Sunday service the Sabbath. To us, I'm a Pentecostal. If it's legal, if I can say that without you thinking you know me, I'm a Pentecostal. We know that the Sabbath did not fall on Sunday. It fell on Saturday. Okay? We go to church on Sunday to worship the Lord. We pick a Sabbath day within our busy schedule. We're lucky if we can get Sunday off. Me, I don't get Sunday off. I had a Sunday off 2 weeks ago and I screwed it up. I didn't even go to church. I should have. Smacked myself. Okay? I should have went to church. I let the devil pull a fast one on me. But anyway, we don't worship the Sabbath on Sunday. We don't worship the Sabbath. We don't celebrate the Sabbath on Sunday. We celebrate the assembling of ourselves together on Sunday. My pastor, I know, doesn't see the Sunday as the Sabbath. When he goes home from church, he cooks. Him and his wife get together and make a big dinner. Sometimes they clean the house after church on Sunday. Sometimes Sundays we go out and we're working hard. We're putting food baskets together after church and taking them out and handing them to people that are poor. Does that sound like a Sabbath to you? That's brainwashing. Even you've been brainwashed to keep, this is the point of these two videos. You've been brainwashed, keeping you from coming to understand the church. You've been brainwashed from coming to know the Lord. And you've been brainwashed about what it's all about what the truth of the Lord is all about. So you got two forms of brainwashing here, and I'm going to get to number 3 in a minute. You got one form of brainwashing that is keeping you from coming into the church. And there's only one church. Only one God, one Jesus, one devil, one everything. One. And there's only one family of God. There's not Christians and Muslims and Jews and and we're all Abrahamic religions. Brainwashing. You've been brainwashed to think that. That's not what's going on. The Jews have their religion separate from the Christians, and the Muslims try to, I don't even want to talk about it. What a big deception. What a big deception. I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, there's only one church. There's only one true church. Only one true God. Somehow the atheists, and I hate to go there, but I'll go there. Somehow the atheists read about pagan gods. And I don't know if they're brainwashed or trying to brainwash us. But they read about pagan gods just like I read about pagan gods. Pagan gods start in my Bible. And I'm sure years later, after, Christ died on the cross and the Apostle Paul structured the church, I'm pretty sure other false religions came out that are not mentioned in the Bible. I'm sure of that. But we can know any false religion through the Bible, by the Bible. Okay? But see, if I say Bible, if I say religion, you will say, I don't, blah, 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 I don't want to hear all that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then stay out of it then. Because the only reason why I have to talk about religion is because I have to talk about the Bible. Only reason why I have to talk about religion is because I have to talk about Jesus. I have to talk about God. Hello? Only reason why I have to talk about religion is because I have to talk about God. Because I believe there's only one. And when I talk about religion, when I talk about cults and all that stuff, I'm talking about things that are opposed to the one true God. My church could be opposed to the one true God if I don't correct and wean out things as I see that they are not part of Scripture. Okay? But, there's brainwashing coming into the church. Okay? Keeping you from coming into the church. There's brainwashing that pulls you out of the church. Okay? And then there's brainwashing that tells you that this world is okay the way it is. Brainwashing that tells you that the perps are the people that dare say anything is wrong. Brainwashing and programming. They say the Christians are brainwashed. Let me tell you something. Every man that was a scholar, that had a religion, that had a way of fixing anything, a way of understanding anything, somebody, either he himself or somebody, wrote a book about it. Who do you think you're fooling? Everything is written in books. Is science not written in a book? Now you got books on transgenderism and homosexuality because this is their discovery. And they're going to show you how to be a happy homosexual, be a happy transgender person. You got books on even legalizing marijuana. They're going to show you how to enjoy marijuana and fight your government to make sure they legalize marijuana. You got books on everything. You got books on pedophilia. You got books on bestiality. You got books on everything. Why can't we have a book about the people who met God? Why does that have to be a fairy tale? But everything else, because it appeals to your flesh, it appeals to your evil desire. Maybe that's true. Or maybe that's okay. I don't see anybody standing in front of the White House or protesting about the recent talks about Corey Feldman and the child molesters in Hollywood. And all I see is YouTube videos coming up with this, oh, Corey Feldman says another name. Okay, who's standing in front of the goddamn White House, excuse my French, and saying, hey, are we going to do something about this nonsense or what? Oh, but Bill Cosby, because he didn't do what they told him to do, all of a sudden, thousands of women come forward to say that, oh, he drugged us and had sex with us against our will. Okay. How many women can you sleep with in a lifetime and get away with it? How many women can you drug in a lifetime and get away with it? How many women are such idiots that they would know someone drugged them and slept with them and they don't say nothing until later on in life after they're married and have their own children and have their own careers almost just as good as Bill Cosby's. You're telling me that all these women never came forward within the time that it happened? You're telling me all these women knew? No, you know what? I think they knew 5 minutes ago. It just hit them. They saw the offer. They saw the deal. And it just hit them. You know what? It just hit me. I was molested by Bill Cosby. He drugged me and had sex with me. Hey honey, come here. I have a great idea. Brainwash coming in. Brainwashing. Programming about what it's all about. And then brainwashing about the world that is coming. You can have all the gay sex that you want. You can have a penis and be the most prettiest looking woman on earth and the most sexiest looking woman on earth all you want with a penis. Okay? And we can all get together and smoke marijuana. Okay? And drink and have orgies and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, everybody is sexually satisfied and we're all sexually satisfied by each other. Everybody from the German Shepherd to the poor little baby. But I tell you what, there will be no utopia. There is no utopia coming, atheists, liberalists, paganists, leftists. There is no frickin' utopia. It's not coming. And I only need one homosexual to commit suicide to tell you that it's not worth fighting for. And I've seen people, they're so brainwashed. They throw me in there. Well, you know, the homosexual committed suicide because of you. First of all, let me not say it. I'm not a street evangelist. This is the beginning and the end of what I do right here, as far as preach. When I turn this camera off, okay, I go back to drawing and playing the guitar and I'm going shopping, okay? I don't care. But I'm just trying to help those that have settled for stupid. You're being programmed. We're being programmed in the churches. We're being programmed coming into churches. We're being pulled out of the churches. And we're being told that this world, science is going to come in and fix everything. You know, right now the number one fad is transgenderism. With, you know, pedophilia rising up over here. Pretty soon, it's all going to be legal. You can stick your little whacker anywhere. And we all got to live with it. brainwashed, programmed. I'm not brainwashed. Because see, when I read my Bible, I can either accept it or reject it. There's nothing in my flesh that wants to accept that Bible. I don't want to accept the idea of no fornication. Fornication is good if I don't believe in God. Fornication is a good thing if I don't believe in holiness and righteousness. What's wrong with me getting with a girl and going out and getting some booty? Because two adults consent to do that. What's wrong with it? But see, God said, these people over here that do these kind of things that appeal to their flesh, over here, not only do they have the temporary pleasures of that, but they will suffer, not only in the life to come, but in this life. They will suffer, and they already are suffering. That's why we're arguing. That's why we're fighting. That's why we're protesting. Because as you sin, you suffer. You're not getting away with this. But over here, Christ says, spiritual exercise, commitment, dedication, and discipline to Christ is good. Has promise of not only this life, but the life to come. And I know, yesterday I tried to talk to a young lady on a job. It's got some brainwashing. The difference between brainwashing and programming is this. Programming comes from things you've been through in life. And so it's fine, you find it easy to accept a form of brainwashing for it. Brainwashing, you don't want to invest study into something, or you already have a dislike, like racism. Is some of it's programming, and some of it's brainwashing, and most of it's both. Okay? But they go together. But there is a difference between the two. One is because you're too lazy to study. That's brainwashing. And know and see the full, you don't want to see the big picture. So you accept brainwashing. And then the other one, programming, is done through what you've been through in life. And the people that have brought you up in that have programmed you to think. And not only that, but television and movies and news and all like that programs us as we allow the stuff to appeal to our own racist feelings about others, and as we allow this stuff to mess with our own political feelings and all this of others, okay, then we are programmed to where we can't let it go. We're holding on to something, but there's a part of our conscience that's saying, it could be different, but I don't want it to be different. I could see it another angle. I could see it from a different angle, but I don't want to see it from a different angle because I like this angle. Because this angle is the only one that's going to make me the arrogant one, the puffed up one. If I listen to this guy's angle of it, then I have to humble myself. And the Bible says God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. You're brainwashed and programmed because you don't want to humble yourself and really learn what all this stuff comes to. I would love to just love everybody and mind my own business. But ain't nobody just loving me or minding their own business. The same people that I love or the same people that'll stab me in the back in the name of liberalism, in the name of bringing out the truth that they don't know. Okay? I tried to talk to this young lady yesterday. Very programmed individual. Everything you say to her is to tear her down. It doesn't matter how calm you say it. And when she gets you pissed off and gets you to the point to where you're using cuss words like she uses, a smile comes on her face. Now she feels like she's accomplished something because she's bringing you down to her level. You've been brainwashed. You've been programmed. It is not God that programs you or brainwashes you. It is anyone that wants your money. God don't need your money. Okay? Oh yeah, we can build a lot of churches with money. That's fine. And we can do a lot of business in the church and create a power with money, no doubt. But God don't. I'm talking about God. God don't need your money. But everybody out there that wants your money, that wants your body, that wants whatever possessions that you have, and wants you to, they want to use you to get their own way. They have a set of programming and brainwashing available for you. And we've seen it every day. We go through it every day. From television, let me take that back, from cartoons to Hollywood. From Hollywood back to the White House. Someone wants something from you, they have a program to get it, instead of trusting God and really, honestly, truly, biblically loving one another according to the way God has showed us how to love one another. So, I'm DeRoy Cruz, your Life Applications Officer. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to warn you. And that's my job, and I've done it, and I'm satisfied about it. I don't get butthurt because you don't want to hear it. Because God didn't tell me to make you, like maybe these people that are trying to program you, make you follow them, make you bow to what they want to be. I'm just told to give you the news and told to warn you. Admonish you is what the Bible, is a term the Bible uses. Admonish you. That's all I got to do. Now I'm going shopping. I did my job. That's it. I'm going to live my life in Christ, which is the freest life that you can live. And I know you don't accept that, but I have proof that it is. Jesus in me, the hope of glory. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. God bless you. I will see you soon again with a new one. Thanks for watching.